Happy New Year, Tigers. Welcome back to school. So as we get going this morning together, we just wanted to share some expectations that we have as we move into this new year with a new variant, the Omicron, that's very transmissible. And we're really wanting to keep everyone in our community safe. And so we have some expectations and some rules that we're going to tighten up as we move into this new year. And so it's about the rules, but it's not just about the rules. It's about us coming together as a community who cares about each other. And the reason we follow these rules is out of respect and a duty of care. And so as we come together safely, our commitment is one to our community and to each other. To share a little bit about what our expectations are, we tap some of your favorite people on the shoulder.
Hi Tigers, this is Mr. Zadarli and I'm here to talk about sanitization. So as we come through these doors, we want to make sure that we're sanitizing right away. And when we come in the door, we want to make sure we're there from 8:40 to 8:50. The doors will be opening at 8:45. And then when you're coming in, it's your grade 10, grade 11, or grade 12 door. As we're transitioning into our classes, we want to make sure any kind of change in setting we're making, we're sanitizing, or we're just washing our hands. It's important we keep our hands clear and clean as often as we can and consistently as we can. It's not just the masks, it's the whole process. As we're going into lunch, we are staying in our Block 2 class. We can buy food from the cafeteria, but we won't be staying there. We can go to the Learning Commons during lunch, but we're not eating there. It is masks on all the time. We can also be there during our spares, but we're not in our hallways and we're not at any of the tables in the hallways. There won't be tables in the hallways, and we're not walking in them, gathering in them. Our goal is to get from place to place and minimize those opportunities for gathering. Keep washing your hands, keep sanitizing your hands, keep safe, healthy, and happy.
Hey Tigers, I'm Mr. Chohan and I'm here to talk to you about some changes that are going to happen come Monday the 10th when we all come back together. The first is masks. These things. Some of us wear them like this. Some of us wear them like this. Or sometimes, shamefully, you can even catch me wearing it like this with one of these in my hand. But I think we can all agree that a properly worn mask is like this, wrapped around both ears, tightly snapped around the nose, over my chin, and I can still breathe. So there's no excuse not to wear it, even though sometimes there's just bubbly to be drunk. But unless you're eating or drinking in that very moment, we should all have our masks on. But sometimes we just need a good kick in the pants or a good tug on the heartstrings or mask strings before we really take to heart why we have to wear masks. It's not just a rule that you have to follow, like not wearing your hats in school. Wait, we can wear hats in school? What? It's a rule designed to keep us safe. So here's a story. Well, not a story. Here's a reality that I've got that really should be my reminder every day as to why I want to wear a mask. My dad, this old dude, he's 74. That's old. And he smoked for a long time. For those of you that have never taken a biology class, that means that he's at a higher risk for respiratory problems. And since COVID is a disease of the respiratory tract, guys like him at a higher risk. And so by wearing a mask, I can make sure that I do my part in making sure I keep my dad safe. Never mind your dad. What you say about my dad? We got to keep these old guys alive and each other safe, because there's so many of us in the school right now that may or may not have a higher risk of getting COVID, either severe symptoms or not severe symptoms. And so to keep everybody safe, let's put one of these on one of these. Remember, pinch it around the nose. Ear number 1, ear number 2, and keep it on the whole time unless you're eating or drinking But once that drink's not on your lips, the mask, it's back on your face.
Hey Tigers, it's Miss Carlberg, and I want to talk to you about one of my favorite parts of the day. It is lunchtime. Mr. Chohan's already told us about, how we're supposed to wear masks properly and all that information, but obviously we can't wear masks while we are eating and drinking lunch. As Mr. Chohan talked about, every time our masks are down, we're putting other tigers at risk. And if there's one thing I know, it's that gorgeous, gorgeous tigers do not put other tigers at risk. So we're going to be making some changes just to make sure that we're staying as cohorted as possible when we have our masks off. So we're going to be going back to eating our lunch in our Block 2 classroom. Obviously, during lunchtime, we're too busy learning during Block 2. So that means that you're going to need to bring your lunch with you to Block 2 so that you can just stay in your classroom. All is well. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't want to eat in my Block 2 class. And that's cool because you can also eat outside. We just aren't going to be eating in the hallways or eating in the cafeteria. And we're definitely not going to be eating in the learning commons because, of course, we've got this Omicron thing happening and we got to, keep everybody safe. So something you might be wondering is, but what about the cafeteria? I buy my lunch. That's cool. The cafeteria is still going to be open. We're just not eating in the cafeteria. You can take that back to your Block 2 class and you can have it there, or you can go outside. Hopefully the weather's going to be nice and, it won't be a big deal to eat outside either. It's also really important, as Mr. Chohan talked about, it's really important that we're keeping our masks on as much as we possibly can. So that also means not eating outside of lunchtime in the school. So if it's like, Block 3 and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. What am I supposed to do? I mean, you can eat, just go outside and eat. Don't eat in the hallways and that kind of thing because we want to make sure we have our masks on. We want to make sure we're keeping other tigers safe. So I know it's going to be a little bit different, but just remember, stay in your Block 2 class for lunch or go outside. There won't be any eating in the hallways or in the cafeteria, and do your best, keep that mask on as much as possible. Obviously, not wandering around the classroom as well with your mask off. That would not be a safe and ideal situation. And just do your best to keep other tigers safe. Thanks, Tigers.
Hi there, my name is Ms. Thompson and I've been asked to do a little section on what you should do if you're feeling sick. So first of all, I just want to say I'm sorry that you're feeling sick. Nobody likes to feel sick, so I hope that you're feeling better soon. And the most important thing you can do if you're feeling sick is to stay home. And that really is something that you can do to prevent the spread of COVID in our community. Is if you're feeling sick, stay home. And that includes if you're not feeling sick, but you're just feeling kind of and you have symptoms outlined on the daily checklist. It's still really important that you stay home. So I'm going to show you what the checklist looks like. Just one second. Okay. Oh, bonus flowers. Okay, there you go. So it's the provincial daily checklist. Make sure you go through it and follow the instructions online. And if you have symptoms or you're feeling sick, it's really important that you stay home. And that can feel kind of weird because I came from an oh, you're fine family. You're fine. Go to school, you're fine. And it can kind of feel weird to not go to school when you feel like you fall into that but fine category. But it's really, really important. It's really important to follow those guidelines. And if you have any symptoms, to stay away from other people, because that's how we prevent the spread in our community. And it doesn't mean that you can't reach out to teachers and let us know, reach out to the school, let us know how you're doing and how we can best support you. But in terms of making sure that we're keeping each other healthy, if we have symptoms or feeling sick, it's really important that you stay home. And that's a truly, truly kind thing to do. So thank you in advance for staying home if you're feeling sick, and please get well soon. Another thing I want to talk about is the COVID test. So we're going to get packages. There's 5 in a box, and these will go out to every student. And I have a sneaky suspicion I was asked to do this part because I'm a little bit more science is a magic person. However, when I got these, I was a little bit nervous because I thought, I don't know, if I'm going to effectively be able to do this sort of very scientific process. But turns out it's super easy. It's really easy to do, and it's really great to have information to put your mind at ease and to help you make some good decisions, to make sure that you're keeping yourself and the people around you healthy and keeping our school community healthy. Tigers, we miss you and really want everyone to be healthy and well and strong and back together as soon as possible. So thank you for everything that you're doing to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 in our community, and I really look forward to seeing you back in person. Take good care. Bye.
Hey Tigers, Heidi here. Just wanted to wish you all a happy new year and welcome you back into the building. As we enter 2022 and continue to navigate these challenging times of COVID, there's a few things we wanted to go over that'll help keep ourselves, our friends, and our families safe during these times. When it comes to the hallways and congregating in certain areas, we just wanted to remind you of some tips and ways that we can help keep everyone safe. If you need to go to the washroom, please go to the nearest washroom and avoid going across campus or upstairs versus downstairs if you don't have to. In terms of congregating in front of lockers between breaks, we ask that you maintain a safe distance and try to get what you need to get as quick as possible and move on to your next class. If you want to hang out with your friends at lunch, that's fine, but you'll have to do so outside. We're going to have people going outside at lunch now, and if you want to hang out with your friends, that's the best idea. This is just a big reminder, guys, that this isn't getting any better, and we have to do our part and distance as these new variants are very, very contagious. Hopefully, if we do our part, things will start going back to normal soon. Thanks, Tigers.
A big thank you to all of our teachers for helping us share that information. And I just want to say we're so happy to have you back in our building. It is not the same without you here. Let's just make this commitment right now to care for each other and to be safe while we move around and while we connect with each other and learn over this next little while. Thanks, Tigers. Have a great one.
Tigers, don't let tigers get COVID. Period.